What? Hello, welcome to F Art. Everything's a wreck again.
Oh, yep, here we are.
Yeah, I am just.
Thanks for tuning in, Sour. I know you're here. Please come back, Sour.
Yeah, sour.
Yeah. And, you know, Ollie, I know you're here too. Always supporting. All my Instagram followers, of course, you know. Out of all 1,600 whatever of you, I'm glad that I have at least like one true fan who always comes in and shows their support. Really, really means a lot to me, you know?
Do you?
No, not one, not a single person shows up. And I like sometimes it'll be like, oh, 200 people have seen your story of going live in 30 minutes, and I'm like, whoa, there's plenty of opportunities. There's like a 3-hour window for somebody to come in and say hi. You know,
Wasn't the link wrong for like the past how many weeks?
no, oh yeah, sure. You know, last week, it doesn't stop people from checking out. It's not like, I don't include the name of the channel,
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
I mean, people are kind of silly Billy, but not that silly Billy, maybe.
yeah. Well, I just noticed the plant on my desk is dying. Perfect metaphor for my career. I was just, I don't know. I started. I ended last night with like an uncommon amount of bitterness, so that's what my day started with.
Oh, I ended last night with an uncommon amount of insanity. Hey, just a comment. Like, what angle is Hex ears? Are they up or are they to the side? Like OG ears, they're to the side. That's
Right.
how your OG design. You can change that, of course, but like, I need to know which one it is.
It's difficult because the last couple of times I drew him with like this cone idea where it's like, oh look, it'll be something like this, and in my head, like, this is the plane of the ear, so that naturally becomes like an upward facing ear. But I think that's more so because of technical limitation, and if it were up to me, I think I would go for the lower ear size,
Oh,
because it
that's how
reminds
you
me.
turn it into an ear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that not how you do it?
Well, I can see why you keep trying to make the ear you want and then it turns into the other one. It's because you ignore the 3D lines and just turn it into an ear.
Yeah. Hello, this is an ear now. Who needs 3D guides when you have a friend that you can piss off by ignoring them? It's fine. I think it's not like I do it on purpose. I'm just very, very stupid. You have to know this.
Right.
I'll keep doing the upwards ears
Okay.
in this one, and then we can change it later.
Very
I
fair.
prefer the downwards facing ears because they remind me kind of like cow ears. You
Yeah,
know,
those are cute.
and they're very cute. You know,
Unlike
where it's
Heck,
like,
who is
oh,
cute on
oh,
the leaves. Oh,
oh,
have you
you know,
seen
like kind of
those
like what
Highlander
Baby Yoda does.
cows that are like squat and
I have
super
not.
long haired and
No.
fuzzy? Well, let me. You've got the screen right now because I'm still recovering. I'm
Oh,
gonna.
right.
Let me just
Heck fart. Um,
heck fart,
this look at this.
heckin' fart.
I am an ancient master of art. This could be a cave drawing, you know.
Right.
My rage has made me
This
ascend
good.
in such an art level that I am just as good as the old masters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like ooga booga spear. Me make fire. Me make food. Stay.
Let's see, where's the split sky? There we go. See, this is a
Oh,
Highlander cow. Oh wait, I'm not streaming to
yeah, you're not. um,
you.
yeah, don't worry about it. There you go. Oh, like a Highlander cow. Okay.
What did I say incorrectly? Please tell
I
me.
don't know,
What
because in
did
my
I
head
say?
I was like, a Highlander the movie, there can only be
Oh.
one moo.
Moo. Well, now I want that to exist. Oh, but tell me about you going to sleep bed, and then I'll talk about me going to sleep bed.
Right, sure, sure, sure.
Mm,
It's God, it's not crazy interesting. It really is just that
mm,
uh like Moon was gonna stream, right?
right.
And then she informed like our roommates, like, "Oh, I'm gonna be streaming," but the
Cute.
roommates, I guess, got the wrong idea, you know, that she meant like, "Oh, I'm gonna be streaming every day, and I'm gonna need the kitchen every day," because she can't stream in the bedroom because the bedroom has no fucking space for a table, you know, like
Yeah.
it's just the one shitty bed in there and no space. So the only place to like set up or study or do anything is like a common area, right? And I guess the roommates misunderstood that as like I'm gonna like be laying siege to the common area now, you know. And you know, this isn't about me, this is about like her, and this is her conflict or whatever, right?
Right.
But it's frustrating to see like the way people go about like discussing things, you know.
Mm,
Like I feel like it just wasn't like really great communication, and there was a lot of like, well, you know how people do that like passive thing, you know, where they're really passive about what they want, and then they do it in like a jokey kind of tone, and it's like fucking come on, you know.
well, I
it,
don't do
it
passive
just
aggressive in
yeah, well,
general.
neither do I, right? Because
Yeah.
it's such a waste of time. It's like if you have something to say, just say it. Like there's no point in kind of dodging around it, you know. Or if you're hurt, or if you're like offended, or if you're like fucking like feeling like something's unfair, then you just say this, I feel like this is unfair, you know. And then
Yes.
you can talk about it. You don't go around being like snippy snappy, like it's like what fucking children do, you know.
Yeah.
And I guess that just left me frustrated, you know, because I'm like, uh because Moon's not gonna deal with it anymore, you know. Because I mean, I feel like part of it is also like fucking culture, you know. Like our living situation is definitely more so with people who have experienced like a different culture, you know,
Mm,
which is like, okay, let's call it traditional, right?
right.
Where it's more
You're
reliant on
expected
like,
to do the song and dance.
yeah, yeah, you know, because I am the penis bearing one, you know. And you know, it's not, it might not even be a conscious thing, you know, but it's like a very like it's almost like an expectation, you know. The penis bearing one speaks and makes the penis bearing one is the one, the master of the household, you know.
Sure.
And it's just it's tiring because I don't want to deal with it, and I especially don't want to deal with it on like
On that term of all
yeah,
things.
on the terms of like, this is childish, and I know going in this is childish, and I know the person I'm going to be, you know, trying to communicate to is does not have like a very self-reflective attitude, otherwise they wouldn't be speaking like a freaking child, you know. There would be
Yeah.
no passiveness if there was an ability to self-reflect, because then you can say, okay, maybe what I'm doing is kind of douche, you know. And if that's the case, then maybe I have to reflect and see, you know, where stuff went wrong, you know. But and I'm saying that not because of based on like one interaction. This is based on many interactions, right? And they've all kind of ended similarly, but this is the one that pissed Moon off like the most, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
me too, right? Because it's just kind of like
Who wants to deal with it?
yeah, it's like what are we to do? Like we don't have the space in our own like private space to do what we need to do. And we made a concession by taking like a small shitty broom closet when we first moved in, you know.
Yeah.
So the trade-off, you know, the unspoken trade-off has always been like, okay, if we have to do something, we'll just do it where we have space to do it, you know.
Right.
And now, you know, now it's like the situation where it's like, oh, okay, but like this is our space. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And we've been trying, like, it's not like we flaunt it, you know, and we're
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful about it. And we try our best to like keep it a public space, you know, because of the doy, you know, the kitchen is in here. So like people need to work at the kitchen, people need to eat, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like the gall of it all, you know, the whole like, come on, it's like there's very different ways one can go about it, especially since the whole thing is just a stupid miscommunication, you know,
Right. She
because
wasn't
they
ever
thought,
just she wasn't waging war on the space. It was just
no,
like
yeah,
they
she's just exactly,
misunderstood.
she was literally just saying like, oh, I'm going to use this space from this and this time, is that okay? And then they made like a huge deal about it, you know, because they thought it meant like, I'm going to be using this space from this and this time every day, every morning, and I want you guys to not speak during it because I am working. You know. And I mean, I can get why it's a situation where, you know, one might react defensively, you know, where it's like, oh yeah, but that's our space as well, you know.
Yeah, but
So
yeah,
I
once
don't.
it's cleared up, it should have been like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's just stupid, you know, and it makes me so tired because it just it makes me so, I hate immaturity like that. I mean, we talked about this last stream, you know,
Mm,
how people see us as immature, you know, when in reality we just like being childish, you know, but that does not mean for 1 second that we're gonna like deal with adult situations like a freaking child, you know. And
mm-hmm.
as a matter of fact, the people who are stomping around being like, oh, what you guys are doing is childish, are probably the same people who are going to passively, you know, mumble around their issues instead of fucking dealing with them, you know. And it's just, I don't know, I get so tired, you know, on the inside. And then I tried to watch some YouTube and just chill in the morning to like kind of like just soothe myself. And then I got into the whole like, oh my god, I hate everything I'm seeing on YouTube, why are these people famous? You know.
Oh,
And
that
yeah.
hasn't been here in a long time. Oh
Oh yeah,
no.
oh boy. Yeah,
You the anger
it's just
has
it's very,
consumed.
yeah, like negativity just feeds into negativity. It doesn't help that I also have a like a small cold, you know.
All right, right. Now your
Yeah,
thinking
so
capabilities are
oh
reduced for
yeah,
10
for sure.
years to
My
10
motor
years of age.
skills,
Yeah, your muscles
my
are
motor
also.
skills are down to zero. I'm actually not drawing right now. It's my neighborhood raccoon. You know, I'm sitting in the corner doing tired commentary on the couch, and the raccoon
Right.
is going. Only reason he's appealed to my art is because it's just as much trash as the stuff outside. Uh,
Man, now I like this raccoon, and I'm gonna be sad when you break the bubble of illusion that he's not actually there.
oh god.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, my day was not like that. Uh,
Yay.
I went to bed knocked out of my gourd because, I was rushing to finish the
The
commission.
unspoken commission that you haven't shown me. I'm very curious about seeing it.
I fucking it's like it's been this cloud over my head because I
I hate
there's a
doing that.
dragon cat. The commissions are always gonna be
A dragon cat, that sounds
work.
interesting. I would
Yeah,
love to see it.
it's awful because it started out as a dragon cat, and then I turned it into a fucking ferret, and then I turned it into a rat, and then I turned it back into the ferret, and then I had to reduce its butt because it was too much butt, and so it took way longer, of course, because I just have no control over myself yet. Because of, I don't know,
Yeah, sure,
deeper
sure, sure.
seated mental issues or
Well,
something.
it probably is, right? It always is.
It
I
probably
mean,
is.
see, I can't give you any advice because all the advice I give you, you give me usually. so, so you know, it's like a closed feedback loop where you'll be like, "You should try this," and I'll be like, "You should try
Mhm.
this" to you like 3 weeks later, and you're like, "I know." Oh god.
At least most of that's over. Like, it's been a
Yeah.
long time since I've had to go, I know! No, it's really funny. I let it slide, but you also came up with an idea that like I feel like what either you or me, I'm forgetting, I'm losing track.
Mm.
Like said not too long ago, and I'm
You
like
mean
I
you mean
recognize this, but instead of trying to figure out who did it, I'm just gonna go yes, yes, good, good, good.
was it yesterday?
Maybe time is really
Oh,
slippery because
yeah,
I
sure.
did the background and I had the choice of doing a spicy background that involved
Right,
like a
right.
variety of sausages, if you know what I mean. and
Oh, yeah, sure, sure, sure.
and instead I
I
went
see your
with
German is finally
drapery.
coming through.
Yeah, those years of language class weren't for
Oh,
naught.
yeah. It it all has its place in the world.
But yeah,
Uh,
and so it was late
I
by the time I finished, and
right.
I was tired, and so I basically spent my time scrolling through the Play Store looking for really dumb app games, kind of like babbling like the
Oh,
village
gotcha.
moron for me.
Yeah. I do that when I get very depressed, so I can I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you find anything fun?
I just, for some reason, downloaded Merge Dragons again.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I've heard of that, so go ahead.
Yeah, it's not bad for the first game like that ever. But
Yeah.
I played back before it had account cloud saving, and so I basically started from the beginning.
Right, right.
But no, there's this really cute farm game that's like
Farmville?
no, it's you're a bunch of cats on an island and you just click things and it makes poppy sounds and the endorphins go off in my brain and I'm like, ah,
Numbers go
yeah,
up.
button, oh, wow,
Uh,
button.
I have no idea what it is that produces endorphins and what doesn't, you know? Because it's funny how like the simple like numbers up and buttons go click click stimulates the monkey brain,
Hmm.
you know? Uh, but the things that I think would stimulate the monkey brain, like, enjoying a calm, relaxing dose of YouTube only induces more rage nowadays.
No, I guess it's not engaging enough, and you just kind of like it's the background noise. It's no longer something that has your foreground attention. Now it has your background attention, and it just leaves you
Yeah.
room to think about the horrible things. That was me in art. That was why I had such a trouble drawing for a while because I would draw and it would be background stuff. Like I could draw and think at the same time, which was horrible. And then
Right, right. It's like, please let me stop.
yeah, and so I'm just thinking
Yeah,
about all the shit I didn't want to. Georgia O'Keeffe says she sees herself in a blank canvas, and well, look at this, it's a fucking mirror, and it just
yeah.
wasn't doing it.
It wasn't. Yeah. Is that why you stopped art for a while?
Kinda. Like,
Right.
I'd forced myself to study. I did the thing you're not supposed to do, where I never let myself really
Don't we
draw
all?
what I wanted to, and instead forced myself to practice anatomy incorrectly, mind you.
Oh, practice the incorrect anatomy. I feel like every artist goes through that stage as well, where it's like, let me do anatomy wrong for 6.5 years, and then start learning the basics of form.
Yeah, well, it's stupid because fucking
Yeah.
okay, be full screen for a second. But because I feel like my stage was very long. As in, I feel like I didn't start practicing anatomy correctly until recently. And you know
Right.
why? It's because when you walk into a fucking art store here, you get these really dumb help, teach yourself how to draw books that are
All
basically
right.
like people's art books. They aren't teaching me anything actually.
It's
They think
it's like copying, right?
yeah, but like it's not even the good kind of copying. It's not the teach yourself how to teach yourself. It's this
Uh-huh.
is how I do this, and
This
this is
is what it is.
yeah, great.
Yeah.
It's helpful to me now because it's an art book. It's a beautiful art book, but it's also not
Right.
helpful to the beginner. It's like, oh look, this is the arm and the anatomy, and it's like, oh, great, it's a picture of the arm and there's the muscles, fantastic. But it doesn't like walk
It doesn't
through.
elaborate.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
walk through the stuff that the brain would latch on for
But
how it
that's one of the
moves, what
yeah, that's one
the
of the
landmarks.
right, right. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Keep thinking you're done. I'm like, all right, it's my turn. I can elaborate
Yeah.
on what you said.
But yeah, it doesn't teach all the
um,
good things I like.
right.
You can
Um,
pick up the baton.
for sure. I was just gonna say, yeah, it is one of the greatest lies in art,
Mm,
almost that you can learn from like those art books you see at the comic book store. You know, which not to say that you can't, because I'm sure if you have an iron will, you know, and
mm,
if you're determined as hell, then you can brute force your learning by just being like a really observant student and being like, okay, this guy draws his arm like that, this guy draws his arm like that, this guy draws his arm like that, and I'm gonna combine it in my brain to draw an arm, you know,
mm.
like properly. Uh, but you know, most people aren't like that. I'm not like that, you know. And when I picked up my first art books, it kind of tricks you into thinking I know more about art than I do, you know. Like, oh, I just drew this cool ogre or this cool wizard, just like this guy did. So now I'm going to be able to draw something else, you know, just the way I want. But then you kind of fall apart without the guide, you know, and then you realize I haven't been taught anything. You know, I've been taught like, well, you have, because you've been taught observational skill, but you don't know that because the book doesn't say, here, copy this and you will have more level up points in your observational skill and you'll be able to, you know, transfer that. It just goes, look, you drew monkey, and you're like, I drew monkey. Oh.
Monkey.
You know, and then great, that feels fantastic, but then it's a fragile thing, you know. It falls apart pretty quickly.
Well, you know what's
And
funny
then
though?
you're left kind of happy. Yeah.
That was so convincing. I totally believe you were done. Do you need a moment? Like, I can wait. Really, I can just. Do you?
Oh god, where did half my art go? Jesus Christ. I zoomed in and for some reason half my art is gone. This is fantastic.
Oh, did it accidentally like click or middle click against your will?
Maybe. I swear to god if I can't even get it back. Oh, this is fantastic. I don't even know when it happened. Oh, Marsh.
Uh, no, I would be not good slow.
What is happening? Is the art still there or is it not?
Okay,
Oh
do you remember the okay, do
no.
you remember the last time you saved?
Is it just a glitch? What is happening?
I
It
don't
feels like it's
I don't think it is. But
this
like
is
cuz it's never done that for me.
right.
But also I tend to notice when the thing doesn't. So depending on when you
Right.
Okay, so you're copying it just in case. Okay, cool.
Okay, I still have this and I can just paste the layer over it. I'm gonna make a safety copy now because you know I didn't think I had to, you know.
Oh, hey Sour.
But today's just Sour, my
Look, Sour
closest friend.
came.
Sour, my dearest friend.
I hope they support Sour.
How I've longed for your company.
It's just one bad thing after the other. First, the bad last night, and then his work got zonked out of the
Yeah.
universe.
Yep.
Uh,
I would be curious. I might watch the stream back in a bit and check when the hell it actually went wrong, if I can even tell on the stream. Anyways, hello, Sour, my closest friend. May Is there any way we can see the chat function while working on art, or do we always have to tab into the stream?
well, this is why people have multiple screens, and I supplement that by either changing the size of my program and having it like in the corner, or sometimes there's some widgets that you can force a window to be on top of the screen, and sometimes I do that. Or you just pull it up on your phone.
All right,
I
the
have it on
ghetto
my phone.
version.
Yeah, I had the ghetto
Right.
dual screen. Yeah, I have 1.5 screens. The 0.5 is my phone, and
Whoa.
ooh.
Ooh, there's some real ingenuity going on in the F art studio tonight.
Genius. Yeah, it's all
Hello, Sour. Sour, my closest friend. You know what I read? Um, shut your mouth.
Yeah, what up, man? What?
Hold on, I gotta pull up the chat so I can see what my dearest friend Sour is saying. All right, Sour, my closest friend. Here we go. You can speak now. I can see the chat. We are one. We're we are united. All right, Sour. You know what I read online today? So I was going through my my usual routine of staring at the YouTube shorts for hours and hours because, you know, what is depression except for just giving up, which is what I do on a near daily basis, right? And I thought to myself, you know, this sucks, you know, like who likes making content like this? Like all you do all day is make this like viral crap where you're like, oh, let me do these stupid life hacks or whatever the fart is popular right now, you know. And it's exhausting, you know. I did the same thing with my comics, and I was like, I'm gonna just make stuff and pander, and I'm so tired of it, you know. So I went looking at one of my favorite YouTube channels, which is some guy named Struthless. You know, I don't know. Do you watch him, Marsh?
I haven't heard of him, I don't think.
It's one of those like YouTube channels that go over like mental health stuff, you know,
Oh,
and how to stay. Like he does it in a very non-condescending way, you know, and he goes about like what you have to do to be personally happy, you know, and what like habits are the best for that. It's a very much like a habit forming YouTube channel, right?
oh, okay, yeah.
Right. And you know, he was going on today, and I remember he just posted something about like how content is this kind of crap nowadays, you know. I was like, cool, that's relevant, I'll watch it, you know.
Yeah.
And oh god, Sour. I guess oh god.
Bless
Sour,
you.
are you listening, Sour? This is purely for your benefit, so you best be listening. And I swear to God, if you aren't, I will break into your house. I'm not telling you what I'll do, so you know, there's no way you can sue me. But I can tell you that I will be there. All right. Anyway, Sour. Um, the point is that he went on about how people, you know, they want viral fame, so they do what the trend is, you know, and in that they stop being artists and they start becoming, you know, machines that appease the algorithm, and eventually that's always going to make you unhappy. So he pretty much said, fuck it, just don't go down that path in the first place, you know, because even if you get fame and all that stuff, you're still going to end in a place where it's like I'm not making what makes me happy, right?
Yeah.
So then he says, you heard of this theory before, you know, the thousand fans theory.
I don't know. Names are
uh
funny. I know
right,
concepts
sure.
because I'm a hermit
It,
from the
it's
mountains
the
living in a
concept.
trash can.
Yeah. I remember the day I collected you. uh, the point is that it's the theory that if you just have 1,000 loyal fans, you know, then who like what you do for what you do, uh, then you will be fine to sustain yourself as an artist, you know.
Yeah.
So Sour, you,
Oh my god.
you
Oh my god.
the number one spot is still open. You can join the team right
Oh
now.
my
Number one,
fucking
the first
god.
place. How does that sound
You
to you?
fucking
First
animal.
place.
Oh
Number
my god.
one fan. I mean, that's something to brag with, you know. You can 1 out of 1,000. That's like rare. Like if you had the first Charizard,
Oh my
you
fucking
know,
god.
first edition Charizard printed out of 1,000 Charizard. You know how lucky you would be.
I was wondering where this was going. It's going to
And
help.
you know, so
Oh my god.
You best be listening. I haven't seen a single chat from you. I'm tapping in
I
and
was,
out,
I was
looking
like,
for these
oh,
chats.
Sour left, but also, I wish he was a runaway Sour rat.
Hey, did Sour leave?
No, he's there.
Oh,
He made emote.
oh, all right. Yes, there we go, Sour. You understand. 1 out of 1,000. I mean, come on. That's a good
Jesus
spot. If you
Christ.
were in a room of 1,000 people,
Oh my
all
god.
right, and
Uh-huh.
the average dick size
Yeah.
was like 14 centimeters
Uh-huh.
erect, something
Uh-huh.
like that, then you
Yep.
would have a 20-centimeter dingaling, my friend, in a room full of people with a size 14. And I'm telling you, doesn't that make you feel like a good man? Like a big boy? All this and more can be yours if you just pledge your unending allegiance to me.
Oh my goodness.
You know I won't forget you when I'm sitting there with my 1,000 loyal fans, and you don't get like it's not like if you have 1,000 like followers, you have 1,000 loyal fans. It's more like you have 1,000,000 followers and you have 1,000 loyal fans, right?
Yeah,
A
basically.
million
Well,
people,
maybe not a billion, but
a
like,
million
oh,
people,
uh-huh.
they're gonna hear
Yeah.
Sour was there.
Yeah.
Sour was number one. There is nobody above Sour because Sour gave Heck the motivation to even continue. Sour.
I
there's, a,
will.
there's a gun in the room. And if you do not pledge your allegiance, I'm gonna have to use it.
He caught the cold, and so he's gone, man. It's
What do
like,
you mean? I
nah,
have never been more sane. I see the world clearly for the first time in my life.
yeah.
Uh,
I've never seen
Number
Quicker.
one, Sour. I mean, come on. How many people can say they're number one? You know? You know what second place is, Sour. Like I don't wanna threaten you, my friend. you know. Even though all these threats are legally jokes, disclaimer. But you don't want to be second place. That would be so awkward. Could you imagine being second place? You know what they call second place, right, Marsh?
What do they call second
They
place?
call second place first loser.
Where did you pick that up from? Who hurt you?
Second place is first loser. Oh yeah. How many Olympic silver medalists can you name? Sour. Go on. Let's test this, huh?
Uh-huh.
You know Michael Phelps? I do. You know why? Because he won gold. He was first. There was a there. Uh,
Are
it's so
you losing your steam?
I'm just so tired. I just want money. I'm so tired. Oh, heck. Oh, what's with that long face?
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe Sour is here to support you. I have 1,600, whatever the fart Instagram followers, and never has one ever shown up. You know,
Oh my gosh,
like
Sour has been there since the first stream. I'll tell you that.
yeah. How did you see? So you have a true fan. You have Sour. He hates me. I mean, he's made that abundantly clear.
You were sending friendship right now.
But he seems to care enough about you for some reason. Fucking hell. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that I understand. But it's a thing.
Yeah,
So, Sour is here for you.
yeah,
I've got
not
1,000.
not here to
Yeah.
say it. Like, but the idea mindset I was telling you about, where you don't, what do you call it? The chase after the numbers. It's coming back,
Right.
and I'm not. I can't say I'm enjoying it because honestly, I'm I'm just sad. But
Yeah.
like, I'm sad that that's the reality that happens when people chase trending. But like,
Sure.
oh, it's like I was talking to a streamer yesterday who was feeling bad about even
Marsh,
mentioning
hold
that
on a
they have
second.
what?
Hold on. Marsh was drawing big man titties. You
Yeah.
saying I can't draw big man titties, Sour? Is that what you crave? Man titties? Because I will give you man titties. Never do I want to hear that I cannot provide for my fans. Here you go.
Yeah.
It's a man. That's why the
Give it
nipples are
some
okay.
sodas for yeah.
I'll help indicate that it's a man so the boobies are okay with a big fat dick.
That's a good. That would be a good skit video.
There you go. You
But
like that? No, you don't like this? You son of a gun.
oh, you! I
Oh,
saw the funniest thing for. Oh, that's a cow. Okay.
he's back. Is that what you saw?
No. So this person was like, oh, how to draw a man pecs,
Yeah.
and it was like a cat tongue like this, with the eyes like this, and the ears are like hello. And
Uh-huh. It's
it's
an
a cat.
abomination.
It's a cat with the tongue sticking out. Here's the mouth. Here's the eyes. And
Uh-huh.
look, here's the thing that goes wrapping around the shoulder.
Yep.
And then you can
Uh-huh.
even see where
Yeah,
the
sure.
collarbone is, and
Yeah.
like
Oh, is this what you
it's
like, Sour?
like
Is this what you're here for, huh? You crave this, huh? Is this something I can't provide for you? Uh-huh. Yep, there we go.
Shorts,
Uh,
hearts
crap.
on the
Uh-huh.
shirt.
You should send me those videos. I would love to see them. Because you know how critical I am of art tutorials. I mean, we literally, I just spent like
You know what's
five.
funny? I was gonna go back to the books, but we just never
Right.
did. We sidetracked so
Okay.
far. Okay, okay. I met a stream, or no, yeah, and she was like, I don't like, even mentioning that I have a Twitch channel on social media, and I'm like, yeah, I know it feels like you're selling out or something,
Right.
but if you're joining art servers and you meet people, you talk to them, you get to know them. Now you're telling a friend about what you do that you want to do as a career. It's no longer you like selling out or shoving stuff in people's face. These people that you met are talking to you and are curious about your work. And so it's completely different. And then,
Sure.
people who have that connection with you and can appreciate it from a very different place instead of just like, oh, maybe I'll look at this later. It's bookmarked as a like. It's
Yeah.
very different. And so, yeah, I don't mind if things don't get a lot of views. The people who like my stuff and throw things at me like BB. She
Right.
keeps throwing
Well.
things at me. She's the only person I'll allow to shove money into me
Uh-huh.
before organizing a fucking commission. I swear to God.
They are. You know what you can do now.
No one else gets away with it. She's only because she's a fucking Toastian.
Yeah, Toastians have more. All men are created equal, except for Toastians, who are more equal than others.
No, I just know I have to consider handicap, so she gets away
Right,
with it.
right.
Yeah, talking to you, BB. If you're there, fucking talking to you.
Come here, listening, baby.
BB.
It's funny how these things work out, right?
Yeah, of
Because
course.
numbers wise, I am the more powerful. Bow before me.
Yeah.
But career wise, I am far behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I don't even need to bring up any statistics. Like the fact that Sour is here, out of your 4 Twitch followers. And me with my thousands and millions of
Yes, yes.
adoring, seemingly adoring fans, nobody shows up.
Mm-hmm. Of
You know, it,
course.
it just it shows I have failed in a sense to cultivate a fan base, because I did do stuff that's viral, and that my shit has gone off the rails, and it's gone, into the realm where people would look at it and be like, yeah, that's a good post with like a few thousand likes or whatever, but I have nothing to show for it,
Hmm.
you know, because by cultivating that and by appealing to some crappy algorithm and pumping out like a soulless, I'm not even enjoying this comic every week. I essentially just I'm shooting myself in the foot because it becomes just what everything is on YouTube Shorts. What I hate, which is just I scroll through and I'm like, how is any of this stuff successful? And I'm sure if I keep brute forcing it, I'll be more successful too. But do I even want that? And sit there and be like, hey, this is what I made. I'm not proud of it. That's why I don't really share my comic page with friends and family, because it's like, what do I have to show? It's a bunch of gags. It's years and years of gags, and it's nothing. I've left nothing behind. I'm my legacy is destroyed. Oh yeah, so now I'm working on a full-on webtoon
Hmm.
with a story. Man, I planned out an entire story. Yeah, does that tickle your fancy, Sour? Huh?
Yeah, the
You
problem
like
is you like
no, 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 hold
comics.
on.
Uh-huh,
Actually,
yeah.
Sour, you do you not enjoy comics, Sour? Is that what it is? I've been making too many jokes. You checked out my comic page. It's like haha, hoo hoo, hee hee, ho ho. you know, yeah. You crave the sword battles, huh? And the relationship drama, and the blood, huh? Is that what you want? Do you want me to, huh? You want me to give that to you, huh? Huh? Cloak and dagger stuff, huh? Sour? Would that make you happy?
Oh, he's on Instagram, Sour. Like, he's not even. This is our experiment because I hear that if you get into a unused category in YouTube, that you have a fighting chance of algorithm working for you. And also, we're trying to grow the YouTube channel, which is why we're here. But like, he's talking about Instagram, which is made for like making virally posty art thingies.
Mm.
Hmm. I
It,
mean,
it, it's funny. Yeah, go on.
if you want to try, we could consider trying to stream on Twitch. It's just, yeah, I don't know how are we gonna help the
No,
channel if
we,
we
we
don't.
don't we don't even have to, because I think that's abandoning what we have right now, which is our dear and our number one fans, Sour.
Sour
I
is
mean, okay, I
flexible.
I say it as such a joking thing, right? But it's true. I mean, Sour's here and he's watching this crap just because you're in it. It's like, oh look, Borscht is online. Let me check out what the crap she's making.
Worship checkers
Yeah,
dying
and
live.
a thousand people sounds like a lot, but it's definitely not it's not as daunting as a task when you compare it to like a million empty people.
Hmm.
There's like 1,000 people who watch, so I think it's fine to continue on YouTube. What we just have to do, or what I have to do rather, is to do what you do, which is to foster my own community, and then kind of yank them in and be like, hey look, I'm here, and so is this little like monkey that I'm babysitting. you know
Yoink.
and you can watch both of us chilling together, and it'll be fun.
Hmm.
All right, Sour. By the way, I'm not bullying her. You want me to show you what real bullying is, Sour? I will destroy Marsh right in front of you. I will eat her liver. Marsh,
Yeah,
prepare
what's
your
up?
liver.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, I'm the one who gets bullied. No, you're all like, oh, poor Marsh. She sounds like a little chipmunk. Yeah, she does. But the moment the stream is over, that's when she
She'll
starts texting.
fucking nibble your balls off.
Oh my god.
Have you heard that
I'm the
story?
Oh no, I
This
have not.
this girl. Okay, so this guy comes in missing a testicle and like maybe a
Wow.
finger because he was attacked by
Okay.
a horde of squirrels, and he found out
Uh-huh.
that his ex, basically who's a circus animal trainer, trained a bunch of squirrels to attack him using like dummies and pictures, and they let
Uh-huh.
them. Anyway, you can go back to what you were
Yeah.
saying.
No, why don't you continue? I feel like one is more interesting than the other.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the whole thing. That's someone got their nards nibbled off by a squirrel. And
Okay.
so imagine how many squirrels that was to actually get to the nards. Because it's not
Oh
even
god.
just like they were attacking him and he got injured. They got to the nards.
Yeah, you have to have like a very small army of highly determined squirrels to pull through. Jeez. Um. So, anyways, Marsh is one of the squirrel darting animals.
Yeah, like I
Um.
really it doesn't help anybody if you pull punches, right? So when
No.
someone asks for art advice or anything related to creativity, I give the good old CNC, and it's not the CNC you're thinking of. It's the compliments and criticism because
Yeah.
it goes both ways. If you only give compliments, people stop believing you. They stop thinking that you're actually like you mean what you say, or
Yeah.
it's not even helpful, right? If you get to a high enough skill cap, you're gonna be like, this isn't helpful. I didn't want to hear just what I did a good job, pat pat.
Yeah.
And then you can go the complete other way where you only say criticism. Eileen dodged that one, unfortunately. And there's no
Yeah.
positive reinforcement whatsoever, and it just looks like you're doing it to fucking jerk off.
Yeah. It's funny, but it's the way I prefer it, to be honest. It's like even if you're more critical, um, it's still fine because that's at least personally, I feel like that's how I learn. Like I'm not healthy per
I'm
se,
not.
right?
Oh my
But
god.
for goodness sakes, the point is that even though I'm not healthy, nobody ever treats me as sick. Like you don't do that, and neither does my teacher. Nobody ever like pulls punches because they're worried how I'll take it.
Mhm.
They will just say what they know will be helpful. What you know will be helpful, or what you think will be helpful. You little monkey.
Oh, I think
you
Sour
know.
knows where I got the story. It's from the shorts, the animated things that I sent you like the other day. That's one of the stories from it.
Oh, is
Yeah, and the other
it?
story they covered was a Florida man gets bit in the balls in a porta potty again by a spider.
Okay.
This is not even the
Well,
first
well,
time.
well,
It's the fucking like
finally
second time.
a true reason to check out the channel.
Oh my
But yeah,
gosh.
what was I gonna say? Uh, yeah, nobody treats me like I can't take it, so I just take it, and that's how I improve.
Yeah.
And then I appreciate that. But that's what goes on behind the scenes. It's not me crapping on Marsh and then Marsh crying silently after our streams. It's me crapping on Marsh because that's our dynamic, and then she craps back on me. And I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stop right here. Because it's gonna divulge into
Yeah, you're still feeding
yeah.
off of
Oh
you're
yeah.
you're being
Uh-huh.
sick and
Yep.
you're
Yes.
going back in time to a
This
place.
is not a state where I want to be talking about other people.
Yeah. Cox and Critic. Gosh, Jesse Cox is a treasure. I have like the games that he pushes. I've gotten because they're all like funny, raunchy games. Because it's like they have a place in the world. They belong.
Right. This is coming from the person who never watches the shows I suggest to them.
But you suggested
Uh-huh,
one
uh-huh.
where I don't know, he boxes or wrestles. I don't see any that gentlemen in suits and ladies in their little hats and corsets managing businesses.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, I know, I know. Don't worry about it. I don't actually care. You know, it's funny how you think that you only have to deal with the whole like this is just a joke when you've reached like obscene levels of fame, and then the really stupid people start to emerge amongst the normals. And it's like, oh, you got to clarify for these people that it's just a joke. But I guess it's at every stage that you got to clarify. No, not you, Sour. Sour, you are my closest friend. I'm just speaking like in general terms. Even on Instagram, it happens where people will misconstrue things to an insane degree that you as an artist will never think is possible, you know. But it happens, and then now you're stuck with like people thinking, oh, this was your message, this is what you intended, and you hate, this and this and this, and it's a silly world, you know. uh if I had a knife, I'm telling you.
uh,
But yeah, sorry. I realize I've been rambling on about like negative stuff for a long time. You want to try and inject some positivity into it, or is it something
well,
that doesn't matter
well,
to you?
now I can just rant about the anatomy books I had when I.
Oh, please go ahead.
Yeah, because
Join me.
it sounds like the ones that you got were, follow along to reach this picture. Those aren't even the
Yeah.
ones I was talking
Oh
about.
gosh.
Like the ones are just like, this is the kind of effect or texture I use for this, and this is the kind of texture I use for this, which is great. Like that's how a lot of inking books go. But the problem is that it's 1/4 of the page in one page, and it doesn't even explain like the different kinds of strokes you could do. It doesn't explain like
Right.
that you need to fwish with your hand and all that normal stuff that you do.
Right.
So it's a sampling of someone's techniques that they use, or just already finished pieces. Like this is what an oni looks like, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Not even step by
Uh,
step how to draw. It's like this is my oni.
this is the
Alright.
only way. Yeah.
Because
It's something
I
I
don't
appreciate.
think because I don't
Yeah.
think it's bad. You can learn from anatomy books, even if like there's the people who can't learn from books in general, and that's a separate category. But for the people who can learn from anatomy books, aren't even gonna learn from the ones I saw. The kind of books that they would like they would learn from are the ones that I want to get eventually, which is
Right.
fucking like, what about the dynamic Bible? That's not anatomy, but it's perspective, and it looks really awesome.
Yeah.
Illusion of Life by fucking Disney. It's an animation book, but also it's great. Okay, that's not the anatomy book.
Yeah.
Where's the anatomy book?
It's
Where did
it's
I
it's
put it?
funny how all these resources are there. They are just so insanely scattered, you know?
Yeah, no one tells you until it's too late. Oh, Anatomy for Sculptors. That's the one I actually a lot of screenshots that I saved that are good shortcuts for me come from that book I found out, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'm putting on the list. And then
Right.
recently a streamer I was watching suggested work by a gesture artist from the Hollywood region, and it worked. Like I watched one of their videos and it was really good actually, and so I'm interested
Yeah.
in their book now because they basically broke down gesture in a way that I hadn't seen before, even though I spam watch a lot of videos about gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they actually explained like where the lines are coming from, and that the human body is like it's kind of like a braid around a pole, kind of. It's an off
Right.
balance pole, and everything that you put onto it should be like in that motion, go the opposite direction, kind of funny thing.
I would love to see more about this too, to be honest, because gesture is something you struggle with your entire art career,
Right.
because it's a fundamental,
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's funny how art is in these stages, how like everything you need is out there, but also not out there. you know,
Mm-hmm.
there's no summarized like school almost, which is what we're trying to do eventually. But there's no place where they teach you how to learn, because every book that you read, like even gesture and like sculpting and they all have different innate assumptions about the reader, which is that the reader knows a specific amount. Even if it tries to assume that the reader knows nothing, right? It's still going to
Mm-hmm.
assume the reader knows a little something, because otherwise, why would you buy a book on sculpting or some crap, you know?
I think it's
And
even
and
worse that
oh, even worse.
because
Please go.
people people just learn so differently. Like if an artist who's really, knows a lot of shit tries to make their own version of what we're making, we're like, it's a rundown of what you need to learn. That's one
Yeah.
voice, and maybe like all their fans agree with them, and a lot of people who jump in just kind of like, oh yeah, that's how I learn as well. That doesn't stick as well. Like it just, even though a lot of people agree, it's not going to become the one thing, even if it's really good, right?
Yeah.
So even if we do collect all these resources, or even teach people how to teach themselves, that's not even the one way for people to teach themselves, and no one's gonna
No.
fucking agree on it ever.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's because it requires like the our goal requires like a lot of research into not even art, but just how people learn. You know,
Mm,
like you know the basic learning methods, right?
mm.
It's like, oh, some people learn visually, some people learn by hearing, etc., etc. You know.
Oh, I guess it's like those those which package is for you, and you go through like a trial lesson or a trial thingy, and
Yeah.
then you kind of pick the one, and then we're like, oh,
Right.
here is your instructors, and here is your asset
Yeah.
monkey.
Yeah, yeah, essentially, right? Because before you even learn how to learn, you have to just figure out how your brain ticks. And I think that's something that's almost innate, like
Mm,
your brain just works a specific way,
mm,
and that's the way it is, you know? Like some people learn because the teacher is very like they're really good at listening to PowerPoint presentations. Some people just love listening to information and they can retain it. I'm definitely a visual learner because if I don't see something visually, I won't understand what the hell's going on.
mm.
You know, uh, but that's just one of many types. And I think artists just a lot of the time are visual learners because well we're fucking doing art. But I could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe if we did a breakdown or a statistic gathering thing, we would find that the majority of artists are depressed or suicidal or something else. Uh, who knows?
Oh, there was
Didn't
a
even laugh at my
theory.
joke. It sounds so dark when you don't laugh at it.
Oh, I slight huffed, but I guess
Uh-huh.
my mic didn't pick it up.
Yes, now just stood there like, yep, all artists want to die.
They do, just not maybe in the way people expect.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Someone said, Aojimba said, I need to start remembering where I get this information from.
Yeah, you definitely should because you have this so many interesting anecdotes.
Yeah, like the squirrel thing came from Cox and Crendor, so I should
Yeah.
just remember to just spew. Cite to your sources. Oh,
Such
fucking
sources.
Jimbo was like, I was talking with a bunch of artists, and we were thinking that there's an interesting tendency for Occam's razor, like
What's that?
if you it's where you, if anything is relatively bad at all with something, you just kind of like cut the entire thing out. And he was
Mm,
comparing that to a lot of art communities. Like you can, I'm jumping around stuff. I'm trying to see what's up, how to improve my own stuff, whatever. And
right,
it's very interesting that a lot of people just maybe post one or two of their finished works and don't interact past that point. Like the only thing they can make themselves do is share their work and have their work speak for themselves. And then if they don't
right,
get anything from that, then they kind of just move on or do whatever else. And so a
right.
lot of artists don't think that the socializing part or the interactive part or getting involved in a community they actually like instead of a pandering one is it's
Yeah,
beneficial because they see the downside and they cut the entire thing out, and there's no good way to do it. It's all bad. And
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, but that's how I make friends, and those people are the only ones who come to my stream are the friends I made. Like
Yeah.
I met some new people, and now we're making fun of the streamer, and it's great, and we're having a good time together. And I want to support their comic that they're gonna make one day, and they want to support my comic that I'm gonna make one day, and it's good.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works because I actually look down on what you're doing. You know, Like, even though, that's what I used to think. Now I'm
Mm.
not so sure, right? Because what you're doing works and what I'm doing doesn't, right? Which is the whole, like, I'm gonna be friends with the people who like my work, you
Mm.
know?
At a
Because
certain point, oh no, keep
yeah,
finish. I'll wrap it up after.
because you know the flip side, which is when you become too friendly with somebody you're not that close to, and then suddenly it becomes this thing where it's like, now I feel the obligation to, like, continue talking to you, even though it kind of makes me uncomfortable, because you're supporting my work. You know what I mean? How the frick do I draw this hand? Hold on, I'm gonna
No.
Google some reference while I talk. But yeah, and I just don't think, like, what I'm not a fan of is the illusion that people have genuine bonds because they watch some YouTuber,
Mm-hmm. The
which is the thing
parasocial
that
thing.
yeah, where it's like, I know you because I listen to you every night, and I watch your new YouTube video every morning, like Good Mythical Morning,
Mm-hmm.
like, not to say that they had these experiences, because I don't know them or what they're doing, but I can imagine, like, this false sense of relationship building a lot, with channels like that. It's like, I
Mm-hmm.
watch you every morning, I'm very familiar with you, and if I meet you in person, to them, you're a complete stranger, but to you, it's like, this is the person I've known for, like, such a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess I'm just, like, more inclined to be like, I want to avoid that, so I'm just not going to engage on that level, which is silly, now that I think about it, because there's definitely a balance that draws the line
Mm-hmm.
between I am me, and we don't really have this bond, but that doesn't mean that, we can't just chill together, you know
Mm-hmm.
uh because you're doing it, or at least I'm assuming you're doing it. I mean, are your fans all sleeping in your bedroom right now?
But I'll get
I
into
don't
it.
think so.
But does this
Yeah.
make you feel better?
What, the head just, like, zooming around?
See, I made the assets. Like I could just
uh,
and
yeah,
then
no,
like
I
I can
understand how acid work.
and then like I
Uh-huh.
can just take the hair and go woo.
Uh-huh.
I was happy
someone
about it. And you didn't say
someone is
anything, so I'm
someone is definitely having fun of you.
gonna point it out on stream. So.
Oh gosh, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna take a break on this, and I'm gonna send you the files you need for this stupid thing, because if it didn't work right,
Yeah, but I made them
uh,
already. I sent them to Budgie and everything.
yeah, but I didn't send them to Budgie yet.
Oh, well, go
That's the
do that.
thing.
You don't need to send it to me though.
Oh, I thought you needed it for, like, comparison or something.
No, yeah, that's what I meant. I finished it regardless.
Well,
Oh
there we
look! I'm
go.
throwing an anatomy book.
Yay!
Okay, so
Yeah, you were gonna say stuff.
yeah, so that parasocial relationships are a risk, and at a certain point, there's no way you can make friends anymore if you get big enough. Like I even think the streamer I was watching is at the point where they probably can't like make any new friends anymore because it's just impossible. But
Gotcha.
I think of it personally as well, if one, you know yourself and your boundaries. Like, yeah, chilling out with people, even if you never see them again, is kind of like a one of those transient, appreciative of whatever kind of doodads, and you just kind of like put that up front. It's like the people who have open relationships, you put it up front,
Yeah.
and then I think of it as high school or college, and I know you had really shitty experiences with it, but
Yeah.
now's a chance to like do a better one because they say that the people you meet in college and high school, because you went through a grueling experience together, become your contacts, and it's kind of similar. Like before social media and all this, your contacts were the people you meet in school, the people you meet in your work, and then you have that context of like, oh, they've seen me do these things, they can vouch for me, and also we have a little bit of solidarity from wherever they have
Right.
met and all
Right.
that stuff. And so I feel like that's the way, like a lot of the people you meet aren't going to be big streamers, right? They're going to be small people like yourself just trying to get by. And so you're like, okay, we share resources, we support each other, you pick the people you want, You don't make any. You cut the quarter. You don't make quarter. Yeah, that's the part that I need to definitely remember from you. Is like if anyone is even writing the line of I don't want
Yeah.
to, you do not. Any hesitation at all, do not. No, you don't create even that nice transient relationship. You just
Yeah.
don't. And that I agree with
Yeah.
completely. Like that, I will take that to heart. Is no compromises. But that doesn't mean you
Yeah.
can't make some good contacts. You can't support people's work, even if you know, are afraid of parasocial relationships. And then they become like the creator support group, I imagine. Like we kind of did
Right.
that in
Right.
Toasty even on accident. We didn't even mean to, and it just kind of happened. Like we barely know anything about each other, but something happens, and we're like, oh, ravenous pack of wolves going like, you need to survey
Yeah.
all that. Survey. Complete accident, but the solidarity of our server was enough to just like
Yeah.
do that.
I guess that's true as well. Our biggest fans are our friends in the server.
And they're not here. They
uh,
aren't here.
yep, they definitely aren't. Don't even talk about that part. Oh boy. Nah, I don't,
uh,
I don't, I don't, I don't blame them
of
whatsoever.
course, yeah. They're only here when you break a leg, not for our dumb little thing.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny how that works.
Yep.
uh, God, life be
Yeah.
funny.
It is. My God.
Yeah.
It's.
How?
Hmm. I don't even know. I'm so tired. I'm still
Mm.
like my throat is already starting to hurt from the cold.
Hey, look, it's been okay. That's not it. It's been uh-huh. It's been an hour
Has
and
it?
10 minutes. Yeah.
Has it been?
It has been. You know what? I feel like drawing a goblin. I was gonna work on Kitty on, but I don't know. I think that if I finish the goblin, I'll feel better.
Yeah. See, that's funny because I don't feel like I'll feel better after finishing these assets and sending them off.
Well, you didn't like this thing to begin with, though.
Oh yeah. As I was saying, I'm not proud of this. Here you go. That's why I wanted to send it to you. I remember now. It's because I wanted you to smooth it over with your magic touch. You know,
Oh.
because it's not like a thing where it's like, oh, uh, you shouldn't change this because otherwise I won't learn. This is more of a like, this is gonna suck because we're gonna use it as an intro, and it might be nice if you use your magic touch.
Uh, and when you don't have the time to like build up to the point where you can do it yourself.
Um, Not really. No, I'm so busy nowadays.
Mm.
Because I'm still struggling with time management. Hey, look, I'm going through the same thing you did. Where we like struggle with time management, and it's yeah, it's just annoying that way because I know that if I manage my time better, you know, uh, it'll be easier for me to get everything else done. But it's also like what you must say. My rage is infinite, and
Well, what's
you know,
awful is that, every week my clock is reset. I have to wake up so early for these streams. But the
yeah,
problem is that even if I try and go to bed earlier, it's just not gonna work. Whether it
yeah.
be because I finally get some hit of endorphins and have to stay up to like chase that high, or if I'm just not tired, or if I'm itchy, or if I wake up in the middle of the night, like midnight turns around, I'm like, oh, I'm awake! Finally! All day I'm awake!
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
It's awful. Humans are awful. Who made this?
Why do we
Who
exist?
made these?
Who made this happen?
Mm.
Ah, crap!
Oh,
I
do you want me
mislabeled
to
the whole thing.
talk about my adventures?
Oh yeah,
in
as Goblin,
as a
Goblin Marsh.
goblin. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, see,
go ahead.
look, and now people ask me, what are those symbols? Well, let me tell you. One of them is a future company, and the other one is a channel on YouTube. See, this is
So cute.
this is my way of fucking selling out. Like, I'll
Right, right.
enter a community, I'll participate because it's fun. I'm getting stuff out of it, I might as well give to the community. And then I'll slip in like these things, and then the brain is like, oh, I see a thing and I don't know what it is. What is it? And I'm
Oh,
like, I'll tell you what it is.
let me let me introduce you to my cult.
But yeah, it's great.
Oh, another thing. Hold on. I sorry to interrupt you, but it's just funny because it's coming up.
Oh, go
The
ahead.
realization is
Sure.
like my roommates were super fussy about like the common room being in use or whatever, and they
Yep.
might not be able to do stuff. They have not been in here like the whole day. Moon finished like over 6 hours ago. Much more than that, you know. And yeah. I mean, look, I'm streaming uninterrupted. Nobody has come in, you know.
Mm. And it's not because they're being
Oh no,
considerate.
no, of course not. I mean, they are in a way, you know. I mean, if they come in and they see, they'll come in because I'm talking, and then they'll be quiet because I'm talking, you know. But won't stop them from coming in, and that's literally all that Moon asked, you know. Is that they do the thing they already do, and I guess maybe it's because it's the thing they already do. They misconstrued it as like a I don't fucking know. You know, I'm so tired of this crap, Marsh.
Yeah, what's up?
Hand me the gun.
Look, you're in the other place that has tons of them. What's your problem?
Oh god.
All right, you move. You just changed locations. Yep. Never mind. Well, the crime rate is suspiciously low, probably because of all the places in nature people can get lost in. Maybe a nice camping trip would be good.
I don't know. I'm not usually this bitter anymore. You know.
Oh yeah, this used to be your normal.
Keyword being on anymore, because it doesn't feel nice to feel this way, but it just comes out with stuff like this. You know, it really grinds my gears. You know, Peter Griffin, whatever. Oh, you know what grinds my gears? Yeah, it's this. You know, when I have to exist. Yeah.
My new tablet does this. God.
Aww. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? What's happening?
Okay, so you know how I can draw with my fucking pinky?
Yeah.
Yeah, like my pinky. Well, sometimes it like counts something as a click, and so there'll be a fucking line, often to fucking like this, but it tapers out, and it'll be across, whatever, the entire canvas. Even it just happens randomly.
Yeah. So technology has failed you.
Yeah, cheap technology has failed me. What a surprise. Gosh. Like, someone said that some pros in industry swear by it, and I feel like it's because their computer didn't come with Windows 10 and thus has a very distinct hardware problem that no other rig is going to have because it didn't come with fucking Windows 10.
Right.
And so I'm just suffering because of it.
How old is your freaking machine?
I've been using used laptops from the government since I was young. My first laptop was repurposed from some government building or whatever. And the first computer I ever had, which is this one, that could actually handle playing anything other than Terraria. The first game I played was Warframe. So remember when you used to play with me in Warframe? That's how old this computer is.
It is Warframe age.
Years ago, like 5, 6, I don't know, 4, whatever, 5.
Has it been that long since we played Warframe? Warframe was a fun game for a while. Oh my god, is that Waffle? Waffle always appears.
2016. Is that when? So like 4 plus 2, 17,000 years ago.
Oh god, Waffle always appears at like the most terrifying moments because he's so silent, and then he'll suddenly phase and be like, "Hello."
Yeah. Oh god.
hold on. I baked some cookies yesterday.
Nice.
You know, can you believe Moon was sick and the only thing she wanted was cookies? She said, "Give me cookies or give me death." So I baked some cookies, and now she's too sick to even enjoy them. So I'm gonna have another one. I had like 2 already today.
God, that's like my mom. She tells me stories about they'll give because it's the kind of realm where maybe you'll get 25 cents every year to spend on yourself, and so on their when they were sick, they get anything they wanted, and so she's always like, I want pineapple because it's her favorite, and
Yeah.
and then she gets it and she can't fucking taste it. Sad eating her precious pineapple.
Oh god. That sounds very relatable.
Yeah, no, it sums up life. Oh, good. Another thing I can delete. Fantastic. All right, let's see. I have a specific order I have to do this in. Report first, and then remove it. Yeah. Oh, fuck it. I'm a dumbass. I'm supposed to delete it and then report it. I made this. I made the how-to page. I did it for us, and I keep fucking forgetting what the order is. I hate.
It's fine.
How's the cookie?
Soothing.
Good.
My favorite panel. There, you can really tell this is where I gave up.
Yeah, it harkens back to a time that I thought was past, where there was no hairline and it was always behind this enormously orbous head, and the face was like maybe I don't know, 1/16 of the entire circle, always scrunched up to the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's up?
I'm so exhausted.
Do you want to just do an hour today, or you want to...
No, like exhausted emotionally.
Oh.
Like doing this for an hour is not gonna. I still don't want to confront my roommate. That's such an annoying thing to do, you know.
Because
we like to
no
draw
matter
to draw
what,
down.
yeah, no matter what,
Yeah.
it's just gonna cause more drama because no one takes anything well, even if it has to be said.
Exactly, and that's the issue as well, right? It has to be said. It's not like I can just let this go because it is just bullshit at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah.
And then you can't let that stuff stand, because then it's like saying people can step all over me and I will be okay, you know. And it's not like it doesn't get me mad either. So it's just like, well, here we are, you know.
What kind of cookie?
You know what kind of cookie I like? I like oatmeal raisin.
Yeah, you like the cookies that most people don't like.
Yeah, how? Oatmeal is the greatest. Moon doesn't like the raisin part, so I always just make it with chocolate for her. So technically oatmeal chocolate, right?
All right.
But that's disgusting. I prefer my oatmeal raisin. How else will you know that you're eating an oatmeal raisin cookie?
Most people don't like raisins.
Yeah. I don't really respect those people. Did you never have that as a kid? Like, that was always the snack my grandparents preferred. They're like, "You want a little box of raisins, little child?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah,
yes,
well, if someone... Well, so it is actually common to get raisins, like even on Halloween. But the people that did would basically fucking riot. Like,
right.
Most people just don't take to this wrinkly, like, weird tasting kind of thing. Because what is... I like craisins more than raisins.
Raisins? What American invention is this?
Cranberry raisins, hell yeah.
Oh, cranberry raisins. Okay,
Yeah,
that
because
makes a lot more.
yeah, grapes. I don't know. They taste kind of like, dried out grapes taste really weird. I don't know if it's because of the fucking ones we get or what, but there's something past overdue about them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, maybe you just had bad raisins.
But
I mean, not to say that like your opinion is stupid, you know.
oh hey, it's
It's just
okay. I know a Romanian that's like any vegetable that comes from America is bad, and I don't know anyone else
yeah,
that also agrees. But like, look, the opinions are here, and it's fine.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's because I also have had very terrible versions of things I love immensely, like potato salad. You know,
Oh yeah, I
oh
love
my
potato
god,
salad too.
I have had such bad potato salads. You know,
Mhm.
but and if I had those potato salads first, then I would go into conversation head first saying I don't like potato salad, you know,
Mhm.
because I only had the bad experience. So who knows, you know, maybe you could give it another try, you know,
Yeah, I
and then
mean, oatmeal cookies aren't as bad as people say, just because it's like it's basically cinnamon with a little bit of tart in it.
right.
Yeah, and that's good. Cinnamon with tart is good.
Your tart.
Martian tart. Oh.
Munchkin tart. uh Man, tart's my favorite old timey insult.
You taught.
You tart. Get out of my face, you tart.
My
You think
uncle
I have
was.
to explain this to Budgie again? Sorry. Yeah, your uncle.
I think
Oh
you
god, is this
should.
one of those stories?
I think you should also like have arrows included in your instruction. But yeah, my very flamboyant uncle was teaching me all these words he thinks I should know at my age. And he just
Hmm.
leans in, he's like whispers to me, "That lady over there, that's a tart." I'm like,
Thank you, uncle. Wow.
okay.
Teach me all the important things in life.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Oh gosh. I love your uncle. Is he a kind man?
Yeah, he is. He was even though I can accept the way he handled it. He's not a comic person. He's not an anime person not at all. But he's still an artist. And even though he didn't, get or understand or even like my choices, he was still very supportive in terms because it was still art in the end. And I was still
Right.
pretty good at anatomy for my age, all things considered.
Right.
And so, yeah, that was good. That was nice. He tried to get me into fine art. That wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah. I can imagine you in fine art.
Yeah, it would be funny. Like, if I had to go into fine art, I bet I'd rebel in really weird ways, like tons of suggestive body horror built out of melted bottles or something.
I think I would meet you as a detective on the force when you when we have to piece together the mangled bodies you left behind for reference.
I do performance art on the
Yeah.
coast in the middle of the night.
Yes. Not suspicious whatsoever, mademoiselle. Please. Oh gosh. All right, time to do this for Budgie. I really care and cherish Budgie. 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 Budgie, my dearest friend. Here we go. Oh Christ. How do I make this more clear?
That just up and down. That to me, that's up and
Yeah,
down.
that is
Think of your comic knowledge, like when you even manga or cartoons are going waving something up and down. Action lines, arrows, and then if you feel like you need more of it, then just write down, move up and down next to it. I guess.
sure. I'll include like text with it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
First one's
Uh,
probably better. Just have it curved.
so how did the like intro come into place? Did you want an intro, or did Budgie fly in squawking, going, "We're making an intro now"?
Oh god, do I even remember? I don't think I do. But
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I must have said that I want an intro.
Oh, okay.
But then I wasn't expecting this either, you know?
I wasn't expecting this either.
Yeah. Because
Mm.
to me it was like okay, I'm just gonna have a bunch of still images, but Budgie is like, I can animate it, and I'm like, who am I to say no? I should have just said no. Saved us all the trouble, because I already told you, right? I don't like Flash animation.
Well, I don't think
Uh,
you knew. You knew what was going to
yeah,
happen. You're thinking real animation, and yeah.
yeah. I mean, Flash animation is just, I don't know. What do you call it? Puppetry? I don't like puppetry. It's
Mm-hmm.
nothing against it. It's just not my style
Mm.
of thing. Here we go. I saved this wrong. Oh yeah, I'm just tired today. It's one of those like low motivation. I don't even know what the point of existence is. Why did I become an artist?
Oh yeah, when I mean babbling yesterday, I mean I was sitting on the bed like ah, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
ah. So now I'm kind of feeling it. Like sometimes during this podcast, I was turning off the split screen and just having you full screen as I take a moment to like
Yeah.
pause.
Take a moment to be exhausted.
I'm like, oops, that's all of our things. What? Oh, there it is. Oh, look at that. Hmm. Oh yeah, gosh. Oh, so one day this streamer guy, like successful and as far as I know, because he's had a job since he went to
Mm,
school, and that's more than I could say for me.
yeah.
Um, he missed one of his streams, AO Jimbo, and he was doing like private stream in VC, and if you get all your fans together, it's just chuckle fucks the gathering. It's Birds the movie, except your fans are pecking out the eyes of everyone they see,
Yeah.
and instantly lore was being made, and I was working on this piece actually, and then I just, as I do, sketch things that I find funny, and then people
Right.
were like bouncing off so much that I finished it. In a way, I did some really nice line art for it. Cause then, not only was I just did a sketch for fun, then he makes the sly comment that oh, you could intertwine the fingers with the toes because it's just three goblins stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
And I cheesed the heck out of the placement of the hands and the feet and whatever. And he made the sly thing of it's, the funny anecdote, but also it's you didn't really draw out the fingers, did you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh damn it.
I've been found out.
And so, yeah,
Yeah.
I did it. And the reward for that I wasn't expecting was that he went over the lore on stream. And then another thing I wasn't expecting, and he definitely wasn't expecting, was that my art became the thumbnail for his Twitch video
Right.
because it automatically just picks a frame. And I'm like, there, that's my art. It was funny. Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
it is. I'm sorry I'm not responding much. I'm doing mental gymnastics trying to figure out how to send Budgie the layers.
Hey, it's fine. Like, it's not that I'll have absolutely nothing to say. It's just that it takes a long time to load. Like, imagine we're in dial-up stage. I don't know if you know what dial-up is.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, that's me in general. I'll fill the space. It's just it might take a hot minute. The
Yeah.
hottest minute you ever saw.
No, I just don't want you to feel like I'm not responding because I hate your guts. I mean, usually that's what it is, but not this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just so you know.
Mm. And I definitely stir up trouble when I participate. Like, you remember when I was working on our little Minecraft server? Well, I got help from a Discord group that specializes in that. And I feel like I need to reward things, and so I participate in the community. answering
Right.
questions about mod packs and whatever, because I got help from them, so I should also lend my hand and do help. Uh,
Yeah.
oh, what the fuck was I even talking? Oh shit, I lost it. Dial up. Dial up is.
Dial-up
Oh
moment.
god. Oh, server Minecraft helping people. Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
You good?
Oh,
Oh gosh.
oh no.
Oh jeez. All right, what's happening?
Oh, I completely forgot what I was talking about. What was I leading up to? Is
I
it about
don't. I
community stuff?
something about Minecraft. That's all I remember.
Ah.
Banana? Uga buga? Ojojo?
Oh well, I guess that never gets a point because I don't remember what it was for. Hmm. Yeah, no, I don't remember.
Well, I mean, these things happen.
All right. Well, I guess the rest of the story is that I thought it would be really funny to promote the idea of it was a joke made in the middle of a stream, and I liked it enough where I'm starting to propagate it, or I'm trying to
Uh-huh.
propagate it. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, we can have house logos based on the weird things chat does. There's a fucking
Yeah.
ocean squad because he has this really cool hydrate where it's a D&D. He
Yeah.
rolls a d20, and if he rolls a 1, he has to do stick figures for 2 minutes, and if he rolls a 20, you have to do stick figures for 2 minutes.
Right, right. Yeah.
And so, Ocean Squad is all about either hydrating the streamer or giving them hell.
Isn't that what all friendships are about?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Except in
good.
this case, he's big enough where it's definitely one of those touch and go, closer to parasocial. What else did we do to him? Oh yeah, there was this thing where, you paused your application, okay. Where this one person always finds phallic objects in his work. And she
Mm.
was making a submission for, the prompt. And so she was like, "Oh shit, I see one. I see a phallic object. I can't have this. There's no way I'm gonna be given the same treatment that I give him. Held up." And so she's posted and goes, "Hey, can I get a D check? A D check?"
Yeah. A D check.
And so as you do, you scribble a bunch of red, vaguely phallic shapes all over, even where there are none. And we found that fucking hilarious. And so I was doing a speed paint, and one of the people who was part of that came into my stream, and I'm like, "Hey, can you get a D check?"
Yeah.
And then the next stream he's like, "There's some fucking degens in my server, and I don't know if I should be allowing this or not. It's on skirting on the line, even though it's
Yeah.
funny. It is." So I was like, "Hey, how about we change it to mushroom picking?"
That's a funny thing about like servers and what was I gonna say? Servers and live streaming and stuff that I never really understood, you know? The whole
Oh,
like what's it? The whole idea that like there are like there are like these rules against like not safe for work art, you know? Because what are you shielding them from? Just give them their own category. I mean, kids won't be deterred by Discord moderators,
do
you know?
you remember our not safe for work categories or the Orpheus public server? Do you remember those?
Very. Why?
If you open the gates, you can expect people to put in actual gore, actual bad things, images inside
Mm,
that place. And so when you're moderating that, there's such a hazy, big category gray area that I can see why people do it because you open the gates and all of a sudden you don't know who this person is. You know what they're posting, where they got it from. If it's someone they know for reals, like
Mm.
remember Chu put his personal collection up there.
Mm.
People who he met IRL. And so it's a dangerous move. It's something you have to take responsibility for, and that's not a responsibility anyone wants to do.
Mm. I'm eating a plum. Keep going.
And so I can see why people do it. It's because the potential aftermath is so hectic, and it's like you can't even say it's right or wrong because it's such one of those big topics that you have to just go, yeah, you're right, yeah, you're right. We'll take it down. We'll take this thing down, this particular thing, and then then it causes an uproar. Like, why should he even have it in the first place? Because you can't verify everything that they post or like anything like that.
Mm.
I think a lot of more places give allowances for medium levels of nudity and violence in art, but then like you have to put the spoiler tag on it. That's what I see a lot though.
It reminds me of like because I get what you're saying.
Mm,
It's the same way I hate airport security. I guess you know
right.
because it doesn't airport security doesn't actually prevent something. Like if you wanted to, you could take a gun, go in there, and shoot everybody up, and you probably wouldn't be stopped until before you wouldn't be stopped in time for like a big terrorist act to be prevented. Because like, I mean, what are they gonna do? They're just a bunch of bored, like lazy fat people. Like I don't see any Chads. In the freaking security line being like, hold on a second, I have to check your bags. All like in their freaking like bulletproof vests with like submachine guns. You see that sometimes in Germany, but not very much. It's because security at the airport isn't actually meant to stop anything. It's just meant to deter stuff. Because if a thief or somebody who is deranged, and has a gun, thinks they can't get away with it, or it's much more difficult to get away with it, they will just not do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, disappoints here.
No,
Yeah.
disappoint, my dearest friend. Are you here to save me from my suffering?
Mushroom.
Dear
Mushroom
boy,
goblin.
your boy, are you here to save me?
No one can say that. Yeah.
I'm so tired of disappoint. You know how sometimes PewDiePie, like I remember I watched him do this once in a while.
Mm.
He was like, I'm gonna go check out people who not watching their stream. Nobody's watching their stream. I'm gonna donate like $400 to the hee hee whore.
Yeah.
And I think he did it in a way where he's like making fun of other people who do that, but I mean, he just ended up doing the same thing. So
It's probably because it gives you lots of endorphins. Like, it's like when he hated
yeah,
on or someone, or he didn't think that much about Minecraft, and then he played it, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is the funnest thing ever! Oh my fucking god!" Like,
yeah.
I slept through a lot of PewDiePie stuff, but when he started playing Minecraft, I genuinely enjoyed it because he was overtaken. He did it for memes, and then he genuinely enjoyed it, and that childlike wonder of like excitement and exploration is just irreplaceable.
I guess that's true. That's the last time I remember watching PewDiePie as well, was for his Minecraft series,
It was a
which is
good
funny.
one.
I don't really know what's going on with him. The only thing I remember is that he said he was going to he wanted to he was considering deleting his YouTube channel and just starting a new one, where so that he can have a tighter knit community of only a few million, and not like, I mean, what is he at now, like 100 million or some ridiculous garbage.
Yeah, he doesn't even have
um
to do this anymore. This is really anything he wants to do for fun is what he's going to be
yeah,
doing. So, why not, I guess.
what a fortunate man, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Mushroom
Is what
Goblin
I'll
is my new persona. Dude, you should draw Mushroom Goblin.
you should draw me the suffering ending.
Oh, I apologize. Like, it's always not looked good upon when people tell you what to draw, but like, it's so easy to do because I know you draw monsters, and I'm like, yeah, it's a goblin mushroom.
Hey, cock. You get there, girl.
Look, it's the sounds it's making. I can't even draw what I want to draw. Well, you know, I can't either. This is a compromise. Believe it or not, this is actually a compromise. Like, it looks like this goblin fell in a vat of Baja Blast, right? And it's... I didn't mean to. I'm trying to add other colors to make it look like it itself is the color of, you know, green, and everything else is just vaguely affected, but still actually has its own color. Are you inspired now with the Baja Blast Mushroom Goblin? But yeah.
Oh gosh, I broke.
What's it called? Yeah. See, this handle is so, it sticks out. Oopsie, it sticks out so much more than the rest of the thing because it's almost, it's just painted on top of the blue and it doesn't even look like it's part of it. So I have to do something to try and blend it. This entire goblin has been like a process in lightening and darkening various things. This started out as a value study. I got some pictures of mushrooms and I tried making this goblin match that. And no, you are not allowed to change him. He is perfect. But yeah, like, it's just balancing. It went from balancing values to balancing colors, and I don't know what the crap I'm doing. I don't know. What am I doing? Yeah, like I could, cause there's people who just go full dark. Like I could just darken everything here and stuff. But also there's people who lighten it instead of darken it. Like they just normalize the light values. So, you know, instead of using a ton of dark, it's just you know, it's dragged to a different scale of value. To try not to use blacks and whites, but ah. It's such a back and forth.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, girl. I've totally been paying attention.
Look, you're sick, so you're forgiven for now.
Only thing I'm sick of is your shit.
Well, that's a shame because you're gonna see me next week. We're gonna say time. You give him that Baja Blast club. Nuclear Baja Blast. He'll rule over all. Oh, did you know that in places that are a little ritzier, there are,
What's that mean?
oh, cause, just, I don't know, a couple weeks ago I heard that in Vegas there were Taco Bells that had, like, Baja Blast alcoholized.
Baja Blast alcohol.
Yeah, and so, you know, I thought it was just a Vegas thing because it's Vegas, but then I also heard they had it on a cruise ship, and so now I can only assume it's you know, ritzy places take fast food franchises and insert alcohol. That's the only conclusion I can make. What are you doing? Just curious.
Typing the explanation and doing the thing for
the animation stuff. Yeah, it's too harsh. You know what's funny? I saw you draw that and write that. I didn't know what it was for, and it just hit me. That just shows you how
Yeah.
tired I also am.
Yep.
Oh, that's to me. That's me. Where did I put the thing where I made it? That's me. This is what's gonna go
There
there.
you are.
That's me.
Dude. I feel like won't you be missing out on some of the emotions by not having the same pose as like this is like I don't think you can do this by twisting the puppet, right?
I mean, you can, just but she doesn't like it.
Oh, okay, sure. I have to deal with what Budgie doesn't like. I can't believe this.
I mean, if you want me to draw another one, I can. I just have different faces, like this one, and this one, this one. Because I
I
can
honestly
bend at the hip. Like, I made it so you can turn it forward and backwards. And to do that pose, I'd only have to draw another arm. Because the head can rotate away from the neck as well. Like, I can just take my head off like
Oh
this.
god. I
Like
don't
this
know.
torso as well, like woo.
Yeah. This is I don't mean to say that this is awful what I'm doing, but it is awful what I'm doing.
Unfortunately, you didn't know what you were getting into. Like, you didn't know the limitations of what Budgie does as an animator.
I guess not.
Yeah, because you two are on two different wavelengths. You were thinking, like, it'll be an animatic, I think, the ones where they're kind of still images, but, you know, they change
Yeah.
from one to another. And she's not used to that. And also, she wouldn't be doing anything. If you did it, she'd just be putting it together and wouldn't do a single thing, and that would kill her interest in this. She'd be in your position right now.
Great. So I've sacrificed myself for her greater sake.
Like, I did spell that one of you was gonna not be happy.
I would have made her suffer if I had the choice. uh, and I just wanna, I miss a time when my parents weren't stupid. You know,
Was
I miss a
there a
time.
time?
There was, or maybe there was a time where I was blissfully unaware.
I
You
feel
know,
like that's it. Because
that's
the
probably it.
stories you tell about your near life and death experience make me think that they've
Yeah.
always been like this.
Well, perhaps. You know, I'm so exhausted. I just want the thought and the comfort of knowing, oh hey, you know,
Hmm.
I can just play Pokemon on my DS and dinner's ready and I have to worry about my future or war or disease, you know, or any of the stupid garbage.
Right.
You know, some therapists said that the pain is the price we pay for love, right? I say, shut
Mm.
the fuck up and give me drugs. uh,
What's the? All right. Well, I wish the mushroom goblin would bend me at the him. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what that is, but okay. So what did your therapist mean by
no, that's not what
pain?
my therapist said.
Oh,
That's what some YouTube therapist said.
well, pain is the price of living. I don't think it's the price of love.
Well, I guess he meant it in the sense that if you open yourself up to love, then you also open yourself up to like what comes with like losing love, you know, or when love doesn't work out the way you want, which is pain, you know,
Mm,
and that's the price you pay to kind of continue enjoying the emotion of love, which I can understand, you know, uh but I can see how it's maybe not as clear as it could be,
right.
you know.
I am addicted. I'm getting to the point where I'm relying on caffeine to get anything done, and it's one of those legal quote unquote drugs, and I'm concerned for myself.
Yeah.
A whole like half of a cup used to keep me up at night. It's just which doesn't make
Right.
any sense, but like if the placebo if that's the way it
Let's see.
works, then fine, you know. But
Yeah.
now I'm suffering.
I mean, that's just the way it is, I suppose.
Hmm.
You know, there ain't no mountain high enough.
Yeah, yeah.
You know the song?
Oh, speak of the devil? What
Yeah.
is that?
What?
Is the sounds one of the criminals in question?
Yeah, it is. This is the
Wow.
first appearance in a 2-hour stream after not appearing for many hours.
Do they speak English?
Yeah. What
Okay.
language else? What else would they speak?
No, you could have been really lucky and you'd be rooming with like, you could 2 languages to choose, 3 languages to choose from, man.
Right. No, don't worry. They speak the devil tongue.
Can we call it that
uh,
from now on? I really don't
English, the devil
mind the
tongue.
devil tongue.
Sure, why not? Only the best for you.
It makes me
Ah,
like it more because
the devil tongue.
yeah, because we're the ones who call yokai demons, and even though it's just supposed to mean creatures, and so basically our filler word for anything that is kind of weird or abnormal or is supposedly like creature-esque is a demon. It only fits.
Right. Uh, I mean, could you imagine how nice our lives would be if we hadn't been cursed with English?
You mean if we had to learn like Korean instead?
No, I mean, like if you just stayed in your home country like a good person.
It wouldn't be the reverse.
Do you think so? Where we're like, oh, I wish I could speak English so that I could hablo no español, you know?
Oh, you're talking
Uh,
about if I were still in the Philippines.
right. If you
Oh.
stayed in the Philippines and I stayed in Germany and we never learned English and never united
Well,
us. So,
how did you learn English since because the chances of me knowing English in the Philippines is varying. Like some people know it, some people don't, even within the same family.
I'll tell you how I learned English. I learned English through bullying. That's how I learned English.
Is that
Um,
why you know it so well?
yeah, I mean that's what happened, right? Like I
Right.
had, like I mean, can you imagine? My mother tongue was German, right?
Hmm.
So I had a German accent at one point, and I would walk into class and I would speak with my German accent. I'd be like, "Hey, guten Tag," all that shit, you know.
Hmm.
And I would just mind my own business. And then along comes third grade, and I had like an English teacher who would like, this is not stuff I remember anymore, but this is stuff my mother had relayed to me, when I asked her about how my school was, because my general impression was that school was pretty fun, and she was like,
Oh,
"No, you hated it. Let me explain to you why." I'm like, "Thank you, mother."
okay. Ruining my idea of what school was like.
Yeah. And she pretty much told her like that I had this one English teacher who would like he would drag me to the front of the class and he would like be like, "No, you can't speak English. Are you stupid or something?" It's like you got like this
Oh my
dumb
god.
German accent, and he pretty much just mocked me in front of the whole class. And my parents and the school being the responsible people they were, yeah, nothing really changed. you
Right,
know
right.
I remember the next year the teacher left, and maybe behind the scenes there was some justice, and the guy got fired or whatever. But I'll never know, And
Hmm.
definitely nobody prevented it. They had like a teaching assistant, and my mother said it was like some very nice like Singaporean or something teaching assistant, right?
Hmm.
Like definitely foreign, you know
Right.
and my mother told me she used to get pulled aside by this teaching assistant, and the teaching assistant would be like, "Ah, Mrs. Heck, it is terrible. Heck is being dragged to the front of the class, and then he gets bullied by the teacher. Oh, Dios mío," or whatever, you know. And
Is
freaking
Juanita your like default impression of
Juanita
people
is
you
like
don't know?
default. Yeah, pretty much.
I can
And the
see why
point
you would Juanita in your life. It's replacing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Juanita was the only supportive figure in my entire life.
It stems all
Christ.
from that teacher assistant. I'm sorry. Please
Yeah.
continue. I can't wait to hear what happened to Juanita.
Yeah. And Juanita was the only one who was supportive like that. And my mother, being the caring, loving woman she did nothing, because who needs to shield children from traumatic experiences, you know?
Yeah, it's
But
not like
anyways,
it'll affect him later in life and
oh
he'll refuse
no,
to have any sense of teaching whatsoever,
yeah,
and
it's
no
not
sense
like I
of
will.
authority.
Yeah, it's not like I will subconsciously resent any and all authority figure, you know. To the point where it boils up inside of me like an unquenchable anger and bloodlust. Um, so my
No,
mother,
never.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
she was a nice and supportive woman, and because this teacher bullied me so much, I guess I just learned English perfectly, right? I mean, I am fluent in English. I am better at English, at speaking English, than I am at speaking German. You know,
Wow.
because it was beat into me. Like, I don't know certain like basic German grammatical rules, because instead somebody forced me to learn English, to this extent. And English is my best. It was my best subject in school. Yada yada. And I am the master of English, and at what cost? The bane of my existence. I've just been cursed into another life, where now I have to spend my time with you. uh,
This person who supported me down the path of art. Ah, why did I pick art? Uh, hmm.
well, was it similar for you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of any time I've been shamed into doing things. All I can remember is I think my my parents loved conning the system, or my dad, okay, my
Mm.
specifically did, and so he kind of like gave me the down low in terms of like what the world was like and how to get away
Yeah.
with this, that, or the other, which is like really
Mm.
petty, tiny things. Not really petty, but like a you do all the extra stuff because now you're better off for uh what's it called, free schooling because of your grades and stuff, those kinds of things where you manipulate the system to your advantage.
Right.
And so I didn't really have a plan per se as to what I was doing, but I had a plan to get what I want. And that's the only
Right.
thing I knew how to do. And so a lot of the things I did or learned that I hardly even retain now was just for that goal. And I don't think I was shamed into it, but it was more like there really wasn't a choice because there was no way I was going to work and do school. And I know my
Mm.
parents weren't going to be able to support me in school
Right.
because he got a autoimmune disease and stopped working and was just living off of like
Right. Right.
whatever he benefits he earned.
Right. Right. Right.
Hmm. So I took a lot of stuff I didn't have to, a lot of stuff I don't remember, a lot of stuff I'm not going to use.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that's like, oh, I learned from all different drawing media. They all have led to the things I do now. No, there's some things I learned that have nothing to do with what I'm doing. Uh,
It's funny how parents always screw up. It's just unavoidable,
hmm.
you know.
But then again, I don't know if they screwed up so much as
No, they did. It's always them.
the
It's always
the
them.
living conditions screwed up because like they
Yeah.
were good with me doing art. They were just like, okay, you can do art, but you have to do it smart because you can't just do art and get paid. You have to play the game. And I'm like, yeah, the game.
It's funny how parents say that and then they mean it in the best way possible, right?
Mm.
Um. Hold on.
Well, I'm not sure about yours, but actually, I'll go
Yeah.
second because mine's probably the better version. Okay, so remember about the whole Meebling hack. This is one of those instances. I'm fairly confident that my version of what I got was better.
Oh god. Look, the point is that I'm trying to illustrate is that parents will oftentimes say stuff that is super mean because they're like, "Oh, it's the best because I want my kid to not to do something that will get them money so that they can eat in the future." Like, for some reason that's always like a number one concern. At least for my parents as well, right?
Yeah.
But kids don't react like that, and I'm actually kind of happy that I only started art in an age where I can kind of defend myself already, you know, because if I had started art as like a kid, maybe they would have already like clamped down on that way harder than they are able to now because I am much more independent, you know.
Mm.
Which is that they will be like, you can't do it. You know, everybody wants to. Like, this is the thing that parents say. You know, everybody wants to be a famous artist. Everybody wants to be a famous movie director or an actor, or that. But then they'll say you can't do it. You know, because you aren't like a Picasso or something like that. And then they discourage you from learning this crap because they think that this is the better path for you. But what all it does is make you depressed. Thanks, parent. Now I have to pay for food and my therapy, and then in the end, just end up with art anyways. You know, because that's what comes out in therapy. It's silly in that sense, you know, because in trying to protect you, they kind of screw it up. You know, they don't respect, like my parents at least. Like I know
Mm-hmm.
don't really respect the fact that, like, at least for a long time they haven't, maybe more so now, that like I am still an individual, you know, even
Mm-hmm.
though I am their child. And what comes first in their mind is they are a child, and they need to like do things my way because otherwise stuff won't work, because my perspective is the only one I know, and I know they don't have my experiences because of course we don't, you know. I don't,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't grow up in the same time, so how the hell am I supposed to have the same experiences? But so it's almost like a criteria I can't fulfill, you know, and so I will always come first as like you don't really know what you're doing, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
not as a you are your own person. And I know the choices you make are based in reality and with follow logic and such, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tech
uh
boy need mushroom goblin as parental figure. I'll do it. No, but funnily enough. uh, yeah, this is Gobsona, man. Yeah, because this one streamer I really like, his entire chat he calls is just a bunch of goblins. One time he was like, "Oh, you want me to draw you, chat? You want me to draw you?" And he just drew this goblin with like garlic around its neck and fucking stinky armpits, wearing overalls. Oh, I drew something involving that as well that I really liked. Oh, that's not it. But let me think. Yeah, no, I can see why that happens a lot. Like you're not the first person I've heard to tell me the horror stories of like the parents trying to be supportive but also cutting off your paths.
yeah.
I think since I think they had more my parents had more experience with dragon parents. And so they hated it so much that they're like, no, we're doing the fucking opposite. Because they're both,
Yeah.
even though they met here, they're both, from the old country. And
Yeah.
they both had those harrowing experiences. Oh shit, where is the picture? And so they were like, all right, you have to do art, but you have to be successful. This is how you're successful in anything. And the thing I was talking about, networking, that's something I
Yeah.
learned from my dad telling me, like, okay, you can do art, but you have to get contacts, you have to get exposure. And then he's the one who encouraged me to basically take any commission. And that's where it goes downhill. But also, he was right. He was right. But
Yeah.
also, I did it too much. You know, I'm a what, third grader? And then this guy's like, I'll pay you $5 to draw me a tattoo. And I'm like, yeah! You know,
Yeah.
it's something wrong with it. Whatever I was doing. And fucking, what's it? So yeah, they gave me the tools to succeed, and you know, some of it made sense at the time, some of it didn't. And then the more I learned myself, the more I realized, you know, where to apply, what those words actually meant, instead of it just being like back noise.
Yeah.
Hmm. And I think the worst advice that they gave me was
Be an artist. That's support.
all the support is
Uh,
backfired.
yeah.
Oh, you know, it might be the commission work aspect could have had a caveat to it. Hey, here's my gob gob. I think you saw my gob gob. Someone saw my gob gob. A lot of people saw my gob gob.
There he is.
The de-water
It's
check.
funny how this is the stuff I would look at like online and see other artists do, and I'll be like, oh my god, how did they do so much detail? This is amazing. This is impossible. But you've told me so many times that that you just use lies to create the background.
Yeah.
So,
Hell yeah.
so it helps me not feel too terrible looking at this about my own art skill, because I'm like, they're lies, and those lies can be stolen so that I can lie.
I also wish to lie. Teach me not to lie.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, like, here's a good example. I cut out, so I drew water and it looked horrible, so I cut out the shape inside the water. Like I just erased the edges until it made the cloud shape. And look,
Right.
look, this is just white on top of gray. That's what the water is. It's just, it was made at 4K pixels, so from far away you
Yeah.
can't fucking tell. But it's just white on top, or light gray on top of fucking slightly darker
Yeah.
gray, and it looks like, oh, ocean foam. Wow.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wish they, for commissions, they said do commissions and create contacts by doing work for others, and in a reciprocal manner. But also don't burn
Yeah.
out. Don't
Yeah.
say yes
They
to
pretty much,
everything. And
they didn't give
also,
you the relaxation thingies.
no, and they also didn't give me the cautionary tale of don't like completely sell yourself out to anybody.
Yeah.
Because that's not the thing you normally have to tell people. Normally it's the opposite, but I was just very susceptible to that kind of shit. And so I said yes to projects I didn't really want to do, and I just burnt myself out, I guess. No, the worst advice is give 110%. That's actually the worst advice. Because that's just a fallacy. You're not always gonna be at 110%. Your
Right.
normal 70% is you on the daily basis. And so sure, yeah, you
Right.
have to build your 70% to be good enough. But also 110% is impossible. We can even apply this to data entry. Let's say you can do 110 words per minute. In an ideal situation. Okay.
Yeah.
This is totally a story that I just compared. It's not actually what happened to me.
Oh.
And then you put that on your resume, and then you're expecting to do 110 words per minute. And you know what you can do
time.
normally? It's just 70 across the course of 4 hours.
Yeah. It's oh gosh, what was I gonna say about that? I totally understand what you mean. It's I heard, okay, here's what I was gonna say. It's a thing that I've seen on YouTube as well, which is that you should only ever aim to give 70%. Like you should never go aim to give more than 70%, because if you finish a piece of work and you're like, is this at 70% capacity of what I can do? And it's like, yes, then you move on, Although it's also helpful for like people like me, who get stuck on trying to push this number up as high as possible, but it's just a waste of time. Like 5 projects that you did to 70% are way better than 2 that you did to 100, because there's a big disparity in quality, because you learn way more by having done 3 extra pieces, and
Yes.
suddenly 70%, if for the newest piece measured on your old scale is like 150, and it's just not worth it to pursue 100% every time, because you're wasting your time. Just like how you're stupid for writing that stuff in your resume.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have done it and then immediately been like, oh no, I sprained my hand, boss. Whoops. Guess I'll slow down for a little bit.
Yeah, okay. That was definitely the worst advice that they've ever
Yeah.
given me. It's such a misconception that comes from... Where does it even come from? Like, was it the work age where it's like, oh yeah, do your best?
Yeah,
what
I
the
think
fuck is it?
it's definitely from that, like, well, people who say that, or the origin must have been from like when work was just like, oh, let me assemble things in factory. If I give 110%, boss be like, wow, good worker. I give pay raise, and not like, please proceed with the data entry that's going to tax your brain for the next 3.5 hours to a degree that we never anticipated when we came up with this phrase.
Oh yeah, also, if you do your work really efficiently, we just give you more work and don't reward you
Yeah,
at all for being
yeah,
efficient, and so you might as well not
yeah,
do 110% or else you're just gonna get more work.
exactly. There you go.
It's technically my goblin soda, but you can have whatever headcanon you want, I don't mind. You can take goblin and have adventures.
See, I don't know how to do this hand. Marsh, help me out for a second. How the hell is he reaching back? I would get up and do reference, but I'm in the middle of a dumbass podcast with some bimbo.
Just get the reference. Just do it. Well, you need another person to help you take the picture.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm gonna have to just do the same thing you just explained.
Alright,
okay, wait a
fine.
second. Let me find. Let's see if I can just luckily find one online.
I tried. Don't bother. To find the same reference.
Because I know it's a kind of an open backhand, right?
It's something like that. I looked up closing door behind you, or person closing door behind them, and nothing came up.
Well, to me, it would be like palm up. So the thumb would be here. Let me. Where are you?
Like this. There you go. That works. Done.
Okay. Okay. I'm glad we fixed it.
I just needed that little kick of like.
I mean,
here you go.
Yeah.
That's good enough. It doesn't matter. It's a wide shot. Nobody's gonna notice.
Okay. Well, let's just
Oh, yeah.
Here's the boss, man. Here's
the... Do you have any hatred towards your previous boss?
No. My job was so ad hoc that it's like I don't even know if it was a
What's
scam
ad hoc
company or
again?
what. It's
I
kind of
forget.
chaotic or just kind of off the seat of your pants, kind of like.
All right. Okay. Sure.
And I didn't because they said there was a website, but when I looked it up, I couldn't find jack shit.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if that's their insurance scam, and that's why they needed information on because they said they were surveying weather, but like who knows what they
Oh
were
yeah, the
surveying.
classic lie. You ever seen Back to the Future? What are you doing? Oh, it's a weather experiment.
And friggin' that it didn't matter because I was getting paid.
Yeah.
And
Does the company still exist?
how would I know? They have no website. There's no way I could even check. There's who even knows who they were.
Well, I mean, where the hell did you get the job from?
Okay, so there's thing called Craigslist.
Uh-huh.
And freaking when you're desperate, you get whatever you check out every job possibility.
I am 100% sure you were scamming people.
Oh no, I was just typing things into a spreadsheet. I don't know what happened to the information after I got it. You know what? The DMV let me in, so whatever they were doing, the DMV was like, whatever, I don't care.
Well, does the DMV ever care?
I have no idea. I like the security guard. She was really cool. I actually like the other security guard. They were awesome. I missed the security guard. One of them was an artist. It was really
Artists unite. Are the Craigslist ads saying artists wanted?
No, it's just your simple remote data entry position. And I was like,
it a sassy southern black woman who worked security?
No. Principal Trunchable or whatever from Matilda.
I think so.
It looked like her, but she was really nice.
Like a nice version.
Fantastic. It was just a perfect mix of things, and I was having a good time. She was so she remembered me, and she'd always say hi, and we'd talk.
How old were you when you were doing that again?
Like 22, 3.
Because I thought you were still doing that when we started chatting.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I was doing data entry for a while.
Man, isn't it funny that I've known you long enough to see you into your next decade?
Great.
To be like to see you off and be like,
Fucking-tastic.
"Bye bye, bye bye, Mark. Have fun in your
Farewell.
60s." Uh, and now I'm here. I'm still here. I've outlived all of your other friends. Isn't that cool?
I mean,
And
yeah.
and and now you must bow.
Uh-huh. I'll bow my head in shame.
That was the part where you finally suffer. Like I said, it's the long con, the
Yeah.
longest con I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, yeah. You're hired by every single friend that ever abandoned
Oh
me
yeah,
to reap
I've been
revenge
hired
upon.
by yeah, exactly. I've been hired by anybody who you ever thought may or may not want to wrong you, and I am here to confirm, yes, they are here to wrong you. Uh, yep. Oh,
All
that's
of
how
your
I feel right now.
paranoia was warranted, and you will now suffer.
I mean, how would you react? Do you think you could recover emotionally if it turns out that I really have been playing the long con?
Well, it would take a while to believe you because you basically make these jokes on the regular.
Right, right.
You've pushed yourself into a corner where I'm not even phased by it now. Like, let's say you really are, and you're like, aha, now I reveal my trap card, but you've been building it up so much. Like, it's all very funny, heck, that's nice. And then we just continue being friends, and as you're trying to like bring
That's a
down
try.
the hammer, and I'm just like, aha, very funny.
Oh gosh.
Well, now I want
Well, I
that as a
mean,
character, like someone who
yeah,
played the
the
long con,
skeptic.
and they fucking sucked at it so much that now they can never like truly follow through with it because they.
Yeah. It's like, no, I'm here to destroy you, and you're like, shut up. I get dinner ready.
I don't. Oh, okay. What are we having? Mac and cheese?
uh, oh god, reminds me of that movie series Bad Ben. You ever heard of it?
Probably not.
Oh god, it's like this spoof horror movie franchise where it's like a
Oh,
guy who bought a haunted house, but because he wanted to like flip it for a profit,
yeah.
and the ghost keeps like haunting him, and he keeps being like he's so tired of shit, you know.
Hmm.
So the ghost will be like, "This ain't your home," you know, like scrawled in blood, you know, and he'll
Yeah.
just wipe it away and be like, "Yes, it is. I bought it," you know.
Well, that's just funny.
Yeah, or like fucking the ghost will move all the chairs in the house and be like, "Stop, stop it," you
Uh
know.
huh.
You'll see like a puppet running across the room, and instead of like being scared, he'll chase after
That sounds really funny, actually.
it. I've never watched the movie. Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
Well,
Uh, I am a fan of like spoofy movies like that.
yeah, that's the only horror I can get you to watch is
Oh yeah, cause I
horror
hate
comedy.
horror. I don't see the point of subjecting myself to like feeling scared like that. I feel scared every day of my life. Every second is filled with anxiety. Why would I do it more? You know?
Yeah,
Seems
yeah.
like
It's
a
not for everybody. It's fine.
yeah.
You know those like crunchy
No,
peas?
no.
No, you don't like dehydrated peas?
Dehydrated, like no, I haven't had dehydrated D's.
You have a stroke? Oh,
Aw. Man, what are those symbols on the belt? Whoa.
whoa! Let me tell you. One of them is a podcast.
Oh
Chat on the
god.
podcast is on.
Uh, yeah, go on. Tell me about your
I, I
addictions.
like them. That's that's it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, what's the one thing you can't live without? And don't say waffle because it's cheesy and I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I was gonna
And
say
I'll
lotion.
oh well, now we know where waffle stands in your life. You hear that waffle, you cook?
You got beat by lotion. What do you feel?
If lotion's more important than you, guess what else is? Sure. What about besides lotion? Because we all know why lotion. Every answer of yours is based on the fact that you have no skin. Uh,
And you have to graft it off the dead bodies of your victims.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go with something that's more of an indulgence, you know? That's a
Oh.
luxury you can't live without. How about that?
Oh, well, right now it's either coffee or soda water.
Hmm.
Because
It's such a
I
grounded answer. For me, it's my
really.
private jet.
Oh yeah. If you
Yeah,
had a
keep going.
private jet, I'd make you sell it so we could start our fucking company.
Oh gosh, go on.
But no, I like my see. I'm that person who doesn't feel like they're drinking anything until it's cold, and so the soda water has the punch of coldness while being cold as well, and so just everything is great about it.
You're right.
And then coffee is because it tricks my brain into thinking I'm gonna be more productive than I'm gonna be.
It tricks your brain into thinking it's happy.
Yeah, and that's good. See, even something that tastes like coffee but doesn't even have caffeine in it will work on me because it's a fucking
Because
monkey
it's
brain.
Pavlovian effect, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you trained yourself to this extent. I gotcha. Hey, disappoint. Do you like my comic?
Yes, of course. I like the way you made the window because it really gives that kind of like long staring out, kind of contemplative, a little bit of intention, a little bit
Yeah.
of mind warpy. So that
That's
was a
that's what I
good
go for. I want my
contextual.
readers to think that I only add a little bit of intention when I make my works. Yeah.
Well, it's like
Uh,
a lot of it's going to become subconscious. Once you have your library of what things suggest, then you'll
yeah.
just start doing it automatically. Like
No,
the only reason why I
I
give you feedback is because
yeah.
I've
It's because
dissected how things
yeah.
make me feel. Like the way eyes
I
are
thought
shaped give me different feelings.
sure, sure, sure. I mean, that's the most helpful feedback is when you don't think about like the technical level and you just come at it as like a viewer,
Hmm.
you know? Because ultimately that's who's going to be watching it, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
sure, you're going to have like what a handful of other comic artists who are like, let me check out my friend's work, and they'll be like, oh, this beam is off centered by 3.5 degrees. You know, and then and then
Yeah.
you'll be like, oh, you're right, my bad, you know. But the average viewer will just be like, oh, window,
The window
oh,
go
oh,
wah.
face, oh, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the person you're appealing to. Like, I can spend more time doing this, but honestly it's good enough because look, the perspective isn't perfect, right?
Hmm.
But it definitely is good enough to trick the average person into thinking that exactly what you said, right? It's like
Hmm.
this big warped thing. It's kind of like what, it's like 4-point perspective or something, where the
It is
object
hell.
is moving.
It's fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's
I
awful.
think for me
How dare you bring this into my house?
it's kind of 4-point perspective, I think, you know, where you can kind of see the top of the object, you know, and
Yeah.
then, but then also it's like a diamond, right, where
Uh,
the square is warping upwards and downwards and to the sides at the same time, and then that's kind of what this is. And like, hey, if I
mhm.
had studied more 4-point perspective, I would be better at it for sure, and you know, and it would look more convincing than it does now. But does it need to? Does it
Mm.
need to look more convincing? You know what I read online? I wanted to watch a video on the video was titled like, am I ready to start my webtoon, right?
Uh-huh.
And I didn't even need to finish the video because I scrolled down to the comments. You know, that's what I like to do before I watch a video, to just check it out. I would scroll down to the comments, and then one comment just said, um, if you're asking am I ready to start my webtoon, then all you're really looking for is an excuse not to do it, you know. And then my mind was like, whoa, you know? Like, that's true. Like, you don't ask the question unless you're just looking for an excuse to say no, I can't do it yet, you know.
Mm.
So I just closed the video. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'll do my webtoon. It doesn't matter, you know.
Mhm.
I'll plan out the stories and then I'll start sketching, and then whatever happens will happen, you know.
Yeah.
And then Sour, that cuck, will finally love me. Read my webtoon.
Shower like love
Oh,
me.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna if you ever get a Twitter and then you like look at my Twitter and you see Sour and then you're like, Sour love me. That'd be so
Sour.
funny.
To be honest, I'm thinking about sending Budgie at least this stream because of my insane ramblings in the beginning.
Yes, we can figure out where that is. Of you talking to Sour. No, that was really funny. Like we'll take that part.
Oh god,
I
I really just lost it. The rage boiled over within me, you know.
But and yet it was still funny. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Hmm.
Oh, good. It can supplement her as I figure out what the fuck to do with Minecraft. See, the problem with is I set a day to do it. I set a day to process 3 hours of footage, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I realized I had a problem because when you cut up something into clips, it has how long the clip is, not how long it is in its entirety of the strip. And then
Right,
also,
right.
it's not all things have the function to export it as export the clip, not the entire thing. And so I didn't want to continually cut out the rest of 3 hours, which takes forever to load into any software because it's 3 hours of
Right.
footage. And so I spent the day learning about editing software and trying to figure out which one I should be using to process the thing so she can edit it. And it's taking a while because I just put one day aside for it in my schedule and I
Mhm.
failed. I failed.
Uh-huh. The failure. uh, yeah, I got you. I get what you mean. Oh gosh. All right, look,
What?
we should end the stream.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go out shopping or something.
All right.
Uh, and
Stop
then when I
waiting.
come back, what do you think I
Stop
should do?
waiting.
Work on the line art a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, you should get as much done on your assignment as possible because, knowing you, shit's gonna happen and you're gonna run
Hmm.
out of time.
Yeah, like always.
Mhm.
So I'll finish up my assignment, or at least do more of it, and do more of the line art. You know what my art teacher said to me? He said the line art should really only take you an hour and a half. He was talking about the freaking the turnaround, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought in my head like, you're right, but it didn't.
Yeah.
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 It's just so torturous knowing that I can be way faster, but
Mm-hmm.
I lack the brain to do it, you know.
Well, hey,
Uh,
you came this far. Like before, you just couldn't make yourself do line variation. Before that, you could even do references. So you're gonna
yeah,
do it. It's just gonna hurt and take a little bit.
yeah, sure. I mean, he's right. You know, if I mean, it's not just for homework, even. You know, if I can
Mhm.
just finish my stuff faster, I can do more stuff. You know, big surprise, right there.
Wow.
And now I actually have stuff I want to work on. So it's like, hey, why don't I do it? Is it because I'm stupid? Or
Maybe that sounds like a very compelling reason as to
all right, time to end the stream.
All
Roll
right.
the exit.
Yes.
Outro.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for coming. Thank you, Sour. Thanks,
Thanks, Sour. Thanks,
Disappoint.
Disappoint. Thanks, all of you people who didn't show up. I'm sure you had your reason.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm sure I'm glad I have 1,600 supporting
Yep.
or loving fans. It almost makes it feel like I spent the last 2 years of my life doing something worthwhile with posting and trying to amass an audience, and now they're here supporting me because they never don't support me. Man, oh man, is it great to have a supportive and loving
It's
community I've
like.
invested years into
Mhm.
years of my life
Uh-huh.
into it as an account where I pander to the
Uh,
algorithms so that I can build a community, so that this community can
you
uplift me now at my darkest time when the straits are most dire. They are here supporting me. Is that right, Marsh?
know what's
Oh,
funny?
wait, I'm all alone.
Remember how you started out like getting comments? I'm learning English so I can read your comics.
All right. Yeah, where are you now, guy who learned English to read my comics? Where are you now? Huh? Did you just say that as a fun little lie? Sure feels that way. I haven't heard from you in a while. Is it because you hate me? Do all 1,600 of you hate me?
Oh my gosh.
Uh, hate following.
Yeah, well, all right. That's it. That's good. Goodbye. Goodbye.
See you.